Y'all, we're making low carb cookies for one. Come on. Welcome to Highfalutin Low Carb, the almost weekly web series where we find and test the best low carb recipes this crazy internet has to offer. Today, we're tackling what I'm calling a low carb lazy cookie battle. Cookies for one person. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we've done it before with mug cakes, single serving desserts that are easy to make, easy to put together, and save you the embarrassment and time of eating an entire recipe of cookies or cakes by just creating one, maybe two servings. Today we're tackling chocolate chip cookies. I don't believe we've done these before, and these are going to be done in the microwave, but we also have some other options for doing the same recipes in the oven and in an air fryer. We're going to test 4 different recipes. It's actually 3 recipes and one weird little TikTok hack that I just got to try because everybody else has. The first recipe is Keto Chocolate Chip Cookie for One, and this is by KetoFocus.com. Our second recipe is 1 Minute Keto Chocolate Chip Cookies, and this is by Joe Duff, the Diet Chef. And then the last one, full recipe, is a TikTok recipe called Keto Microwave Cookie, and this is by Keto Millenial. She, I believe, actually misspelled maybe the word millennial. So what you see here on the screen and in the video description below is what she has listed, but I think there's 2 N's in millennial, but we're just gonna leave it at that. And then the last one is a TikTok recipe, I guess you could say hack. It's not really a recipe, they're just doing something weird with a pre-made product, but I gotta try it because everybody's been screaming about it. So let's get started on these. This is gonna go really fast because this is really easy. These are made to put together probably on a weeknight when you're watching TV and you just want something and you don't wanna make a whole batch of cookies and you just wanna throw something in and take care of that sweet tooth. So all right, guys, so let's get started on this first recipe. Again, this is by KetoFocus.com, and it is Keto Chocolate Chip Cookie for One. I'm going to leave the link here on the screen. It'll be also in the video description and in the first pinned comment, so you can check that out. You know me, I don't give exact measurements because these aren't my recipes. I'm just here to test them. I want to send you to their website because they did the hard work and they deserve the traffic. But we're going to make this now, and this is going to go together pretty quickly. We're going to start with some softened butter. I'm making 2, so I'm just making a double batch if these look like more ingredients than what's listed on her site because I want to do 1 in the microwave and I want to try 1 in the air fryer. For those of you that don't have a microwave or don't like a microwave or want to use a microwave, you can also use an air fryer. These are also can be cooked in the oven. But I think if you're just going to heat up the oven for 20 minutes to cook cookies, you might as well just make a batch of them, right? That kind of defeats the purpose. So we're concentrating on quick and easy here. So this actually has 2 different flours in it. This is almond flour, superfine almond flour, and coconut flour. She uses both in this recipe. This is also an egg-free recipe. A lot of these recipes have egg in them. It's just using the flours and our unsalted butter. All right, this is our sweetener. This is, I'm using Splenda Magic Baker, which is a half and half blend of erythritol and allulose. Even though it is marketed by Splenda, there is no sucralose in it. It's one of my favorite sweeteners of choice right now. So again, I'm using double the amount from her recipe. Also, we're gonna add, obviously, the chocolate chips because we're making chocolate chips here. This is the Lily's brand chocolate chips. They're one of my favorites. Fairly clean ingredients, 0 net carbs because it's sweetened with some natural sweeteners. Those go in. You can also try, I believe, Bake Believe is a brand that is pretty healthy. Locanto makes some. Chalk Zero makes some. Be careful what you buy though. I got so excited. I was at the grocery store buying the stuff for this and I saw my store brand had some. Kroger brand of unsweetened chocolate chips. And I was like, yes, because they were like a fraction of the price. Turned the bag over. First ingredient is maltitol, which if you know, you know. It spikes blood pressure and spikes tummy troubles. So I don't use maltitol and don't advise you to either. So a little pinch of salt because we used unsalted butter. And then lastly, some vanilla extract. She calls for a 1/4 teaspoon. So we're making 2 cookies. All right, so let's just mix this up and then we're going to go from there. I'll speed this up. Okay, So we've got our cookies mixed up here. This is 2. This is, again, double the recipe. Normally it'd be, if you were just making 1, it'd be half of this. And now we're just going to make 2 cookies out of this. And we're going to do it on a parchment sheet. And this is so that I've got with impeccably clean hands. You're going to do this. Make a cookie ball. And you need to make a cookie shape because these, you don't want them to, they're not going to spread out as much as if you were to bake them in an oven. So on a parchment paper, put them down. And let's create our cookie. So I'm going to do this times 2. All right, so we've got our 2 cookies. Now, these are both going to go in the refrigerator on their little parchment paper for 5 minutes just to harden up that butter, let everything meld together to sort of combine all the flavors, and more importantly, keep this from just spreading out while it's being cooked. So this is going to go in the microwave. This is going to go in the refrigerator for a few minutes. I'm going to clean up, and then we're going to put both of these in their respective cooking appliance, and we'll test these as soon as they come out. Be right back. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes and our cookies have chilled a little bit. So one of these is going to go in the microwave for 45 seconds and it needs to cool completely after that before we touch it or do anything with it. The other one is going to go into a pre-greased, which I've already done, air fryer pan, and you take it off the parchment, it shows. So this is going to go in for 350 to 360 degrees air fryer for 6 minutes, and then this needs to cool completely before we handle it at all. So I'm going to put the air fryer one in now. A few minutes in, I'm going to go ahead and put the microwave one in and let that cook. When you put it in the microwave, don't put it in the center. Put it off to the side, either the left or the right on the tray. The center usually cooks a little hotter than the outsides and a little more evenly around the outside. And then so we're going to let them cool, and we'll come back and we'll taste both of these options for recipe number 1 by Keto Focus. All right, I'll meet you right back here in just a bit. All right, so let's test out these cookies. This is again the Keto Chocolate Chip Cookie for 1 by Keto Focus, and dun 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 dun. We had a blowout. Look at this guy here. He literally caught fire in the microwave, full on a flame, and had to put it out. So what you're looking at here, this is the one that came out of the air fryer. It looks great. A little dark. I cooked this at 355 degrees for 6 minutes. I would either adjust the temp down or the time down. I'd probably do it at 350, which I'm going to try the next one. This is the original one we made that went in the microwave, and I cooked it for 45 seconds on the side, just as she said. It needed to, it caught fire. It needed to be done in increments. So I made another one. I made one more cookie, which is what you see here. And this cooked for 20 seconds, turned it a quarter turn, cooked it for 20 seconds, turned it a quarter turn, cooked it for 10 seconds. And that's what we have here. They've all cooled and are ready to test. Let's look at this. This is the one in the microwave. It's a little soft and a little crumbly. And I mean, it's soft, but it looks pretty good. The chocolate melted more than I thought it would. There is a little bit of burning in the chocolate even here. It's good. Tastes like a chocolate chip cookie. Nothing particularly offensive about it. You just got to be careful. That's good. One of those is going to make me want two. The other one, obviously you've got the burn part that is just inedible there. But what about the side area? I don't know if it's the chips. Tastes the same. Good. Air fryer cookie looks better than all of them. I did have a little trouble getting it out of the air fryer, but it held up well. Does it break open? Yeah, that looks good. That's more like it. 6 minutes in the air fryer. Absolutely. all day long. Hold on, let me wash my hands and I'll tell you about the macronutrients. Those are good. I would give those a 7 out of 10. I feel like just honestly, there's a little too much fat in it. There's too much butter. I would want to cut that butter by half, but the butter, because there's no eggs in it, the butter's the only thing kind of holding the whole thing together. So it probably would just be a crumble, like a powdery mess without that much butter, but it just feels like too much fat. Anyway, those are tasty. If you eat one of these, remember I doubled the recipe. So you're only making one of these. One of those cookies is 225 calories, 20.8 grams of fat, 20.8 grams of fat. You've got 7.3 grams of total carbs, 4.8 grams of fiber, which leaves you with 2.5 grams of net carbs. And if I didn't say 3.8 grams of protein. So 225 calories for one of those cookies, pretty good. If you can coax your microwave to help you out, maybe cooking it longer on a lower power, that's something that's personal to you and your microwave. You're gonna have to, create a relationship with your microwave of what you know how it works. If you've made the microwave protein chips, which I fell in love with. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link up here to it. Check that out. They are fantastic, but it's finicky. You got to learn your microwave, and that's what otherwise you catch your house on fire here with your chocolate chip cookies. And if I had made this and done all the ingredients and put one little bit of this and taken all the stuff out and mixed it up and caught that thing on fire in the microwave in 45 seconds while I'm sitting watching a movie trying to just eat one little cookie, ooh, I'd be mad as fire, literally. So just be aware. Try the air fryer if you can, or in the oven. So let's get started on this second recipe, but before we begin, I need to thank Upside for sponsoring this video. Upside is the free app that earns you cash back on daily essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. There are over 100,000 different restaurants, gas stations, and grocery stores on the app, which means that earning cash back is right around the corner. Now, I live in a fairly large city, but spend most of my time right here in my small neighborhood. I thought when I started using the app that it was going to focus mainly on chain restaurants and chain dining, but that is not the case. As you can see here, just in right around me in this little area, all of my favorite little mom and pop local hotspots that I was already dining at anyway are part of this app. So I can get cash back right here by visiting some of my favorite places like Nola on Fifth, which is great Creole and Cajun food, which is kind of difficult to find over here in the West Coast. Ortega's Mexican Bistro, the Asian Bistro, Goi Kwan, lots of different places that I'm already eating at already. Plus, when I travel, gas is fantastic to get cash back on. And these are not gimmicks like points and credits and rewards. This is actual cash money that you can transfer directly to your bank account and use however you like. Now, people earn 3 times more cash back using Upside than other products like loyalty programs or credit card rewards. Top Upside earners are making as much as $300 a month. To find out how much you could earn, be sure to click the link in the video description below to download the Upside app and use code Highfalutin to get an extra 25 cents for every gallon of gas on your first tank of gas, or you can scan the QR code here on the screen to claim this offer. So I'm using the free Upside app to earn cash back regularly at gas stations, grocery stores, restaurants, even the little local mom and pop places that I was already shopping at and eating at right here in my own little neighborhoods. So thank you Upside for sponsoring this. It's sponsorships like yours that keep channels like mine on the air, and for that I am truly appreciative. So guys, if you want to support me, go support them. Earn cash back at Upside using the link in the video description below. All right, let's get started on this second recipe. Come on. All right, so let's get started on this second recipe. This is by Joe Duff, the Diet Chef. This is his 1-minute keto chocolate chip cookies. I'm going to leave a link here on the screen again and in the video description below. He's got a video and a website with this recipe. This recipe makes 2 cookies. I am not doubling it. What you're seeing here are the ingredients, but it lets you know it makes 2 servings. So this starts with some almond flour, and he doesn't use a combination of almond and coconut like our last recipe. And then the fat is coconut oil. This is melted coconut oil. So in this goes into a bowl. Get out of the way. To this, we're also going to add 1 egg yolk. This is what was sort of missing in our last recipe. We didn't have an egg. And then it calls for some vanilla extract, of course. Bloop. And just a few chocolate chips. This is about half of the chocolate chips from the other recipes. It's only, I'll just tell you, it's a half a tablespoon, but he adds some others at the end, which you'll see here. A little pinch of salt, not much. And then our sweetener of choice. This is, again, the same sweetener that I used in the last recipe, quite a bit of it actually. So now we're just going to give this a good mix with a spatula until you get a crumbly dough that we can form with our hands, and this is going to make 2 cookies. Now he specifically gives an oven recipe and a microwave recipe. Again, I feel like if you're just going to start the oven up and go out and measure all your ingredients, then you might as well just make all the cookies and freeze the ones, or refrigerate the ones you're not going to use and bring them out later if you're going to cook them in the oven. So I'm going to try it in the air fryer. He doesn't give air fryer instructions, but I'm going to use the air fryer instructions from our last recipe that seemed to work pretty well, and do that at 350 degrees. So let's just get this mixed up, and then we're going to form these cookies. Okay, so we've got our dough mixed up, and he does this in a microwave safe plate with a little bit of cooking spray on the plate itself. And again, this is going to make 2 cookies, so let's use roughly half. And again, with impeccably clean hands, we're going to come in here and start shaping our cookie. So this sort of needs to come together in a little dough ball. And put this right on the plate on top of your oil. And this one's what's going to go in the microwave. And he said this isn't really going to spread out, so you do need, like if you just put a ball in the middle of the plate, it's obviously not going to spread out. You saw what happened in our last cookie, Calamity Jane. Okay, and then I'm going to form the other one on a piece of parchment, but you obviously aren't going to put the parchment in the air fryer. This is just to give me a surface to work on here and be able to remove it when it's done. So our second cookie here. You saw how many we had, a half tablespoon of chocolate chips for each of these. He comes in here and presses in a chocolate chip into the final cookie on top. I'm going to do the same. This will add a few calories, won't add any carbs really to speak of if you're counting net carbs. So this one's going to go in the microwave. I'm going to put this one on a pre-greased. This is just a trial. He doesn't even say this is to do this. I'm just trying it because I want to try it. I'm going to put that in for 6 minutes at 350 degrees. This one's going in, how long does he say? Oh, you're going to do it in 25-second increments twice, and then turn the plate halfway through and put it off to the side. Don't put it in the center. So we'll hope this one doesn't do what the last one did. So I'm going to put these in now, get cleaned up, and we'll test these shortly. All right, so this is our second recipe out of the oven and out of the air fryer and microwave, and those look pretty good. As you can tell, and probably guess, the one here on this side is the one that was cooked in the air fryer for 350 degrees for 6 minutes. The one on this side is the one that was cooked in the microwave. Now, let's talk about nutrition before I get all this cookie in my mouth. This recipe, as written, makes 2 cookies. So I'm going to give you the nutrition for 1 cookie. That's only for one of these. If you eat the whole recipe, double what you're eating here. But if you make the recipe, 1 cookie is 240 calories, 26 grams of fat, 7.5 grams of protein. You got 6 total carbs, 4 grams of fiber, so 2 net carbs. So I was concerned that maybe in the listing on his website that was for both cookies, but I ran the numbers, and yeah, if you ate both of these, that's about 500 calories. Just be careful there. So let's see what these look like. This is the one from the air fryer. It turned out, again, beautifully. Still feels kind of wet and, not wet, oily. Feels oily. This does contain an egg. Let's see. Oh, yeah. That breaks open. It's soft. It's got the little chips I plugged on top there. What does it taste like? Ooh, very sweet. Very sweet. But good. Ooh, I'd bump that sweetener down by about half. There's so much of the sweetener that it gives you that artificial taste. I like the texture. I will say that despite having an egg, the texture of the first recipe by Keto Focus was a little better for me. This is the one from the microwave. What it looks like on the bottom. This was done in increments, 25 seconds each, 2 of them. Oh, that's soft. I don't know what it is. I guess the chocolate melts inside in the microwave and gives you that dark color. These are chewy. This feels like, you remember the old Keebler, I think it was soft batch cookies. That's the way that felt. That texture is actually a little bit better than the one from the air fryer. Too much sweetener. Whew. Okay. Of the 2 recipes so far, I preferred the first recipe by Keto Focus more. That's just too much sweetener in that. Texture wasn't as good as the first one either, even though I thought the egg would help that. So, all right, let me get washed up. We'll get started on recipe number 3. All right, so our third recipe, final recipe, but we're going to hack a TikTok hack after that. We're going to try as well. That's not really a recipe. But this is a keto microwave cookie by Keto Millenial, and that is spelled Millenial. She's missing an N there, I believe, but she may have a reason for spelling it that way. Anyway, I'm going to leave a link here and in the video description below. I'm also going to break my rules here and give you the ingredients to this recipe. If you're watching this now, this is May 2024. If you've watched the news in the United States, there's some situations where they may be banning TikTok or whatever. I'm not here for the politics. That's not why I'm even mentioning it. I'm just letting you know that I've been doing this for 7 years on YouTube. And there have been times when older videos, when I've left links, those links now are dead or the channel has disappeared and people are like, well, where's the winning recipe? I can't find it. It's not my place to steal their copyrights and their work. But in this instance, I feel like if this happens to be the winning recipe, I want this to live on. So please go visit her channel. I guess you call it a channel page, whatever, on TikTok, Keto Millenial, to look at this recipe. So this is pretty quick. She just uses coconut flour in this. So I'm going to double the recipe because I need to make 2 cookies. One we're going to try in the microwave, as she says, and then just for giggles, we're going to try it also in the air fryer because we did all the others. She doesn't give air fryer instructions. I'm just trying it, okay? The recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of melted butter. This is 2 tablespoons because I'm making 2. Calls for 1 tablespoon of coconut flour. This is 2 tablespoons because I'm making 2. It calls for 1 egg yolk. This is 2 egg yolks because I'm making 2. I just want no confusion here. You're probably going to be only making 1. And your sweetener, she uses a brown sweetener. This is Locanto brown. Tablespoon of brown sweetener. Guess what? How many am I using? 2. You know why? Because I'm making 2. And a tablespoon of chocolate chips. I'm using 2 because I'm making 2. And a little pinch of salt. I'm using 2 because I'm making 2. Sorry. And let's just stir this up together, and then this should come together pretty quickly. Coconut flour is very absorbent, and it'll take up a lot of this liquid in a short amount of time. So what I'm going to do here is let that sit for just a second so that the coconut flour can absorb a little bit of that. Then I'm going to form our 2 cookies, and one's going to go in the microwave, and one's going to go for, I'm going to try again, 350 degrees for about 6 minutes, and then those are going to cool, and we're going to come back and we're going to test those. I won't show you how to do this because I already did the others the same way. So I'll see you here. We'll test these. We'll go over the nutrition value, and then we'll try the little TikTok hack that everybody's been raving about and see if it's any better than all this work. Meet you right back here. All right, so our keto microwave cookie from Keto Millenial on TikTok has come out of their respective ovens and have cooled off, and we're ready to taste these. As you imagine, this one over here is the one that was cooked in the microwave. Got a little dark on top, so be careful. And this is the one that was cooked in the air fryer. It actually took about 2 minutes longer than the other ones that I cooked. So this was 350 degrees for 8 minutes. You're going to make one cookie. If you make one cookie, it's 240 calories, 21.5 grams of fat. You got 4.8 grams of protein, 8 grams of total carbs, 6.5 grams of fiber for 1.5 net carbs per cookie. So let's try the one that came out of the microwave first. It looks pretty good. I don't know, I guess just, it's really, really crispy. Yeah, see, look at there. Those burn in the middle. I don't know if it's the sweetener or what. This cooked for 45 seconds in 20-second increments. I'm gonna eat around that. So just, you're gonna have to, your microwave. That's okay. Really kind of crunchy, not chewy. It's just the coconut flour. Okay. Hold on. Here's the one that came out of the air fryer. It's a much better texture. Oh yeah. That's soft. Look at that. Clearly the air fryer is the way to go over the microwave. But we're trying to be lazy, right? This is lazy keto cookie. Otherwise, I just get, if I'm getting all the ingredients out, we just make cookies. Soft. Not a lot of texture to it at all. You know, just coconut flour. Kind of just disintegrates. That is my least favorite. It's not bad, but it is my least favorite of the three that we made. So far it would have been the first one, Keto Focus recipe, I thought was the better of the best of the three. Then Joe Duff's, the Diet Chef, and then this one. So, but I got one more thing I want to try. So hold on one sec. We'll be right back for the number 4 attempt. Ugh. Okay, so we've made our recipes. This is the TikTok hack, I guess you could say, and this has been around, I guess, for a couple of years, and it involves a Quest chocolate chip cookie dough, or whatever flavor you want. Cookies and cream is a popular one. A Quest protein bar. This is not sponsored, and in fact, I will tell you that I hate Quest protein bars. I'm sorry, Quest. If you want to sponsor this channel, I would be glad to. I love a lot of your products. Your chips are great. Your cookies are great. I do not like these Quest protein bars. It's the texture. Blah. It's so off to me. Of all the keto protein bars, I do not like the Quest the most. But everybody says, take one of these, put it on a plate, and microwave it on high for 28 seconds. Apparently exactly 28 seconds. I know that's just a gimmick, but the texture of this is just bizarre. I can't even get it unwrapped. If you were to just eat this by itself, I'd find it off-putting. But apparently, if you put it on a plate, get out of there. If you put it on a plate and microwave it for precisely 28 seconds, you can eat it with a fork, and it's supposed to taste like a fantastic dessert. Does it? I don't know. Everybody on TikTok squeals and squallers about it. So we're going to try it. Let's put it in. I'll be right back here and let's test this. Okay, it puffed up like a marshmallow. I don't know if you can see how big it got, but let's see what it looks like. If you eat this whole thing, you're at about, for this particular flavor, 190 calories, so less than any of those cookies. 21 grams of protein. You got 9 grams of fat and 4 net carbs. So the whole thing about this is, though, it's supposed to change the texture, and does it? It's soft. What does it do? Get on my fork. Is it hot? Okay. Maybe these kids on TikTok know something I don't. But that's pretty good, y'all. It is 100 times better than a Quest protein bar by itself. It ballooned up. I ain't gonna lie. If I'm sitting around the house, will I get out 9 bags of stuff to make one cookie for 240 calories? Or would I put one of these in the microwave? That's pretty good. I don't know if like it immediately turns back when it cools into some weird conglomeration, but have you done this? Let me know down below. Wow. That's pretty good. All right, guys. There you have it. Lazy keto cookies. Can it be done? Yeah. Just don't set the house on fire if you use your microwave. And sometimes maybe that prepackaged thing might be better than all the other recipes. So thank you for joining me. It's I say it all the time, these videos are a way for me to maintain my low carb way of eating, and looking at the end of that camera as often as I can helps keep me honest. So I appreciate that you guys have come along for the journey. I'm going to ask you please to just like this video and give it a thumbs up. It lets the algorithm know that this is a video that you liked and might share it with some other people. If you're not a subscriber, be sure you've hit the subscribe button and the bell button to let you know just as soon as I release a new video. Also, follow me over on Facebook and Instagram. It's just Highfalutin Low Carb over there. I speak a little more frequently, a little more freely, talk about what's going on in the world and what's going on in my day, what I eat on a daily basis, what I'm doing, how I'm working out. So communicate a little more, better over there sometimes than I do here on YouTube. Lastly, I want to thank my sponsor for sponsoring this video. Be sure to use the link in the video description below. And I also need to thank my rock stars, my Patreon members. If you don't know what Patreon is, think of it as the tip jar for the internet. It lets people like you who enjoy what people like me do here on YouTube. You can give $1 or $2 a month just to keep the train on the tracks. You'll see all their names starting to scroll over here. Without them, none of this would be possible. So thank you all very much. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, today is a great day to have a great day. Bye-bye.